Yeah, I was born, and I remember all my memories, all of them, every single one of them. Yeah, and the first memory I can remember is wearing my nappy. I was being teased. Yeah, because I had a nappy on when I was 3 years old. I don't know why they had it on, I don't know, but I remember, that was the day I remember coming into the world. I don't remember being born or like that. Yeah, I do remember a weird dream, like coming through this tunnel. I had the lights on, and I'll talk about that later as well. And all I can imagine is like a log flume that was enclosed, and it was all black. But you see the entrance, and you didn't see the water. It's like a little trickle. And I remember the dream, and it was brilliant dreams. I've always had good dreams, always. But this is one of my first visions, memories of something. I don't know what it is. Was it it was definitely an early dream, 100%. But like I said, I'm going through, and all I could describe it as, there was all these nice flowers, and there was someone with me, and I couldn't keep my eyes open properly. I kept going in and out. It was really hard to keep my eyes open. And I've gone through this tunnel, and it's like I've woken up, and I was 3 years old. And I'm like, I'm in this world. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. You got on with it. And my mum wasn't very nice. She was always shouting and screaming. She had this boyfriend. Yeah, my brother's bloody stepdad. He was really horrible. And things was not nice. They didn't look after us very well at all. And my mum was a young woman. So when I talk this story, I don't want it to be found and be lynched because of what she did, because it's all over the world. You see it in the news and everything. Yeah, but she wasn't very nice. I'm telling the story properly. And Mum, if you figure out who you are, or who I am, yeah, I'm sorry, but my story needs to be told. And like I say, hopefully I can save some childhood from the way you were. Because there's a lot of us out there. So whoever is listening, and you're doing the same thing, you need to step back and leave that child alone. Yeah? If you love them, you leave them alone. You'll understand that through the stories and what I've got to say. So yeah, hang on, back to the story. See, drifting off already. I'm going to do that a lot. And I'll stop telling you I'm going to do that a lot. Oh dear. Oh, yeah, not very nice at all. But the stepdad, he liked eating those with belts, and the last one he did it, and I hated him for that. I know we did one time. We got the dartboard. I remember that. I don't remember loads of memories when I was that age, but I can assure you, you'll know later why I've got good memories and stuff after. Because I became an adult when I was roughly 5 years old as an adult. I came into this world and I woke up again. Because this moment, this just nasty moment. But at the same time, it was a beautiful moment. And it was a weird moment. And I've still got the memories to this day, all of it. It's not nasty, you know, I've made peace with a lot of it. It's just this story needs to be told. But yeah, we got hold of this dartboard. And we're just playing darts. What's wrong with that? You left it out, we're having a go. He's come in, rah, 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 what are you doing that for? And he's bending over, he's took his belt off and he's whacked me. And to this day, I've still got the scars on the side of my bum cheeks where he hit me so hard. And I don't know if I was 3, 4, it's one or the other. And he went for it. And he kept doing it. Every time we did something silly, he just kept hurting us all the time. He kept whacking us. And you know something? I met him when I was older as well, and he still had that smirk on his face. I'm an angry man. But not always angry, but I get angry. I try to stay normal. I've always spoke to people with respect, but sometimes because of these moments I've been through, you get really, really angry. And the guy was laughing at me, and I was, mid-20s. And I wanted to hurt him. I did, because it's like he's got away with something. But yeah, so 4 years old, and we was able to go and play. We had a really big garden and everything, double-sided and everything, right? And we was allowed to play out, but anywhere. We could go anywhere. My older brother, we lost him. He got knocked over for a silly moment. and for nasty thinking in a way that people just don't give a shit. And what it was, we was out playing, and I got lost. I ended up on the park, it was miles away. I was only 4 years old. Anybody could have grabbed me. Kids were going missing all over the fucking place back then. This is the start of the 80s. And I remember coming back, and this is my bad day. And my brother's on the road, and this road was a busy road. You come off the dual carriageway, you had them on at the back, so when the cars are travelling down, they're still in that zone where they think they're going slow, don't they? Yeah, but they're not. They're going bloody fast. They're going 60 miles an hour. I've done it myself when I'm driving. And he was running across the road. And there was no cars at the time, but you see cars coming. And he's waiting, then running across the road again. He's 5 years old. His mate was with him doing the same thing. Yeah, my brother was white and this kid was black. So two kids that families of different races didn't give a shit about. Yeah? And, okay, right, what do I do? Something felt wrong. This is the start of my feelings when I was a kid. Something inside me gave me a bottomless feeling. That's the only thing. And it's like something's dragging your stomach down and putting all your organs into your belly. I'm thinking, shit. So I've gone to my mum. I've knocked on the door. I didn't go in. I knocked on the door. I don't know why I knocked on the door. And she said, who the fuck is it? And I went, Lee's on the road. You need to get him off now. She went, go and fucking get him off then. And I swear, people, I swear, that's the start of my nasty. Just a bit of it. Just a little bit of it. She could not be asked to put her cigarette down and go and save her son. She told her 4-year-old son to go and save his brother. More or less, she may as well said it, and I didn't save him. I didn't. I never saved him. And these words you've all done to me, not just my mum. It's not just my mum. There's lots of people that's done it to me time and time again. I've been beaten. I've got up every time. But it's not all been bad, guys. It's just the beginning. It hurts all the time. You don't get rid of these memories. You don't understand these kids that you're hurting. They're hurting all the time. You might have been saved and they've gone into foster parents and stuff, but they're still hurting. And there's no way of getting away from it, unless you've got the option. Red pill or blue pill. But there's a way for that. There is a way for that. You don't need to take that red pill. You're listening to this and you're feeling shit and you think, I've had enough of this crap world, and you feel the same. It's like, just roll the dice. Roll the dice. Is it better on the other side? Because I've had a vision when I was a kid. I'm going to tell you in a minute. And it was weird. It was very, very weird. But what happened is, he ran across the road. The car got him. It just got him and it dragged him. And he must have dragged him from halfway to where he is, all the way down to the island. And it killed him, and it fucking ripped parts off his body and everything. It was nasty. It was nasty. See, imagine seeing that shit. Anybody, not just me, anybody. But you do see it. You're watching this crap on fucking YouTube and bloody whatever. People chopping each other's heads off. It's nasty. It was horrible. And my mum didn't quite make it, and because I've ran after it, and then somebody's knocked on the door. He must have died before. I didn't even see it, but it's like I've got pictures in my head of him fucking dying all over the place. It was just horrible. I didn't see it. Yeah, and I went to get him, and I got halfway, and I wasn't even a minute away. I wasn't that far away at all. Oh. I'm sorry. Just give me a moment. I'll stop. It's hard, that. It's hard. And there's other people that's going through it. They're going through it now. I'm going through it. I'm 42 and I'm still living these memories. I've locked them away. I did. I chopped them all up. I've got that, like this hidden shelf. You put them there and you keep them there and you don't let it bother you. You try not to let it bother you, but it's bothering me. So I've got to tell this story, people, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said. But yeah, she didn't make it. But by the time she got the message, she showed some interest. But I think she realised it in that moment. Oh, she did. I didn't see it then. I did not see it then. But my mum was only 15 when she had her first kid. She was 16 when she had me. She was about 17 then, and she had another kid. Yes, she had 3. I don't know if she had the 4th on the way already. But 22 kids. By the time she was 22 kids. Yeah, I lost my mind there. She had 5 kids by the time she was 22, and she lost one. She lost it on the road because she didn't want to put that cigarette out and wouldn't get a boy. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't have been in there in the first place. This is what I'm trying to tell her. I don't want to hurt her. But you got to understand, we had a big garden. We didn't need to play on the extra bit. We didn't need to be out on the roads. And we was there for hours. I can remember playing in the back alleys and things like that. Yeah, it wasn't many of them. I didn't have many memories of that. But I do remember playing in the back alleys. And we didn't need to be. We had a massive green in front of us. All the parents are the same now. There was the same. It wasn't just my mum. She did get ridiculed for it. And I got ridiculed for losing my brother when I was older. And that's part of the nasty that's in the world. That disease that I'm talking about, I had it, I've got it. I felt it, and I learned how to get rid of it. I learned how to deal with it, but my mind is still broken. I want to tell someone, because no one's ever listened to me. But yeah, he ended up getting knocked over. I remember my mum, and I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to me, but I remember my mum tripping over me. And they used that as an excuse against me, saying you resented your mum because you couldn't save your brother, as if they knew it was in my mind and was being cruel or something, saying those words. And it wasn't that. I disappeared. And it wasn't until later on in life, recently to be fair, that I got a little bit of information about I went somewhere for a little while. And it only felt like a day. And you're not going to believe me. And this is the bit where I think you're just going to think I'm crazy geezer or something. I don't know. But she tripped over me. And I remember going down hard. And that was it. I do not remember nothing. I don't remember what I did, how I did it, or where I got to. All I remember, that must have been about 4 or 5 months later when they got another house. I can't remember the time. But I'd gone somewhere. I disappeared. I don't know if it's because of the shock or whatever. You can put psychology on it all you want. I've got all the answers when it comes to what might or might not have been. All I know, I've just got this dream, this memory, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if it's where my brother went. I don't know. But I got took somewhere, guys. I went back through that tunnel. The one with the lights I was talking about, I went back through it. And I was in this place, and all you could describe it as, it was just a big garden, had nice grass, and it had a church. I remember this church, it was whiter and white, and it had a big steeple on it and everything. Now, I'm 4 years old, my mum didn't give a shit about fucking God and church road like that. I'd never been to it. I'd never been. And it was beautiful, it's lovely, and there's this lady there, and she was an angel, she had the wings and everything, and I remember her, she was so pretty, lovely, nice white hair, the lot, and she had a nice little blue robe on and everything, and all she did was cuddle me. She cuddled me, and that's all she did. She held me tight and she cuddled me. And it's a bit of a cruel memory, even though I thought it was beautiful and safe. It's just a cruel memory. She held me, and she looked scared and shocked, as like she'd done something wrong, as if I wasn't supposed to be there, you know. And she ran away, and I remember chasing after her. I remember saying, "Don't leave me, please don't go," and she went. And I got that feeling in my stomach again, that deep, horrible feeling, that gut feeling when I had before my brother died. I had that again. But I can see it. I can see the church. I can see the lady. And she ran up and she just jumped up the steeple and that, just jumped into the clouds. She disappeared, and I'm screaming, "Come back, please!" And I begged her, "Don't go." But she did. But I think I wasn't supposed to be there, you know. But I think that's where my brother went. Because if it is, I hope it is. Because do you know something? It was beautiful. It was absolutely lovely, and it felt so nice. It felt so nice. But all of a sudden, all you heard was this big, angry person, this nasty. You felt like the nasty, and he went, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I was so scared. This big, big, scared feeling, and I woke up. We were moving house. It felt weird. But I didn't wake up as in I just got up from my sleep. I was doing something. And my mum told me later on, when we've had arguments and just falling out, and after all the beatings and shit like that, yeah, she told me that I didn't speak, I didn't say anything. It was like I was on auto drive. Yeah, you remember that film Click where he says he's on auto drive? All I can imagine now as an older person, I've like filled in some of the gaps. That it was that I must have been on auto drive. So I don't know if my mind just went or it was a vision.